All right, let's get to our last division of the day, the most anticipated division. I definitely think we'll have some disagreements here. The AFC East. Bills, strong team last year. I'm looking at them as the favorite, in my opinion, because the Patriots take a step back. We have the Patriots, obviously, the Jets, Geoffrey's favorite team, and then lastly the Dolphins, who added Tua, but like Kevin said, they might have a little bit of easing him into the starting role. So let's start with Sam on this one. AFC East, who is the winner of the division?
I agreed with you pretty much. The Bills easily has the best looking team right now and schedule as well. I think the NFL the Patriots have probably the worst schedule. I think the NFL gave them a raw deal right now, and also not only that, they gave them a terrible training preseason as well, which is very odd because they gave them I think the last game they have is against one of the worst defenses in the NFL. So that won't help your QB if week one you're expecting, oh, this is going to be a soft defense, and then all of a sudden you have the Chiefs defense that are going to absolutely manhandle you. Whereas this is probably going to be Belichick's toughest challenge ever. This is going to set his whole narrative. It's I do not trust Belichick actually with no real QB because before Brady was with him, he went 51-65, more losses than wins, and this year will expose him. And based on all the stuff I saw, at worst they might go 6-10, at best 8-8 or 9-7, which is still not enough to beat the Bills. Even though the Bills have just as tough a schedule, they have more time to build confidence and plans because their harder games are later, and they may finish off 9-6, 10-5 unless the Jets or Dolphins are able to steal a win from them. They're still higher than the Patriots.
Geoffrey, your thoughts on the AFC East?
All right, I would like to start with this. Can you all accept the fact that the Jets were trash last year?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It only took you 17 weeks last year to figure that out, though.
All right, Kevin, go on. Would you like to explain to us why the Jets were so bad last year?
There are many reasons why the Jets were bad last year. First of all, they didn't have a coach that you proclaimed as an offensive genius. He was an incompetent person. Adam Gase, he is more known for looking like he's high in press conferences than he's known for coaching. And Sam Darnold spent the whole year looking at ghosts on the field rather than throwing the ball accurately to his wide receivers. That defense was abhorrent. The offensive line was non-existent. I played more offensive line than the Jets' offensive line did last year. The Jets were absolutely disastrous last year. The leadership, they had no leadership on either side of the field, and their management was bad. And I have no idea why you thought they were going to be good last year. They lost to a then winless Bengals team and a then winless Dolphins team. Two teams that were looking like the worst team in the NFL up to that point in the game. They were terrible, and they're going to be terrible again this year.
All right, so what if I told you that this team, with a garbage offensive line, a quarterback that had mono, who saw ghosts during games, and a horrible coach who stood no chance against any other coaches, were a 7-9 team last year. And not only that, they were 3 wins away from being a 10-6 teams. And if they beat the Bengals, the Dolphins, and the Browns, they would have won that. They would have been a playoff team.
But they didn't, and they lost to those terrible teams.
Now, I know it's a bunch of what ifs, but now consider this new team, their problems last year. They fixed their O-line. They have a new O-lineman for
They fixed their O-line, which ranked 28th last year with 1 pick. Mekhi Becton, he fixes the whole O-line.
Not only Mekhi Becton, in free agency, they got new O-lineman for every single position. They got Greg Van Roten, and they got Ifedy from the Seahawks. They got so many new pieces, so this O-line is completely revamped. Now, if you're in Sam Darnold's third year, and hopefully he's not going to have mono and Bell. And let's also go to this. Le'Veon Bell had a horrible team last year, but let's see how he plays. He's a patient running back. He likes to wait behind offensive linemen so he can find space and run through them. But the problem last year was that the offensive line was horrible, and when Le'Veon Bell would do that, the defensive lineman would just tackle him. Now, with this new offensive lineman, Le'Veon Bell might be able to do what he used to do, and Sam Darnold too. He isn't really a mobile quarterback, so with the bad O-lineman, there wasn't much he could do. So now, this O-lineman can help the quarterback and the running back dramatically. And not only that, I know that the Bills have a great defense, but let's look at this Jets defense for a second. The CJ Mosley was injured last year, Logan Ryan. They added a great cornerback from the Colts. Now it's a completely revamped team, and I know a bunch of people have problems with the Jets not firing Adam Gase, but let's look at this. If they do fire Adam Gase, they fired 3 head coaches in 3 years. That shows an unstable team, and in the future, if they want a new coach, they might say no, like Matt Rule for the Browns. Matt Rule didn't want to join the Browns because every single year when the Browns had a coach, they ended up firing them. And the best candidate, who I feel like is available next year. So all of this makes me feel like the Jets have a good chance of winning that division. The division isn't that great. I know the Bills are good, but the Patriots and Dolphins aren't great. And I don't think they're going to do great in the playoffs, but I'm almost confident that they'll make the playoffs this year.
Is it my turn now? Is
So
it my
one
turn?
sec. One
Sure,
sec.
go on.
One sec. That was a long soliloquy, Geoffrey. And you said the Jets have a good chance of winning the division. Are you going to go on the record and say that they are winning the division so that we can destroy you afterwards?
This is a prediction video. Who is your prediction?
Yeah.
Obviously, the Jets. And I had the Bills making
That is on the
making
record.
playoffs by
This
ourselves.
is on the record.
It's official. You said good chance.
calling-
We want concrete.
Okay. All right.
I'm
My
calling-
turn. My
I'm
turn.
calling
My
it
turn,
right now.
Geoffrey A.
No, hold on. I'm calling it right now. Week 2, the Jets are going to surprise everyone. They're beating the 49ers. Mark
Yeah,
my words.
my turn.
Everyone's
No,
gonna
My
come
turn.
back to
My
me.
turn.
Go on.
All right, go
My
on.
turn.
Go on.
Okay. So first of all, you said there's a good sense that they're going to be good. Your optimism is misplaced, sir. Let me tell you why. So you're overgeneralizing this offensive line. You're gonna say that a draft pick and some ragtag combinations from free agency is gonna immediately somehow magically make this offensive line into some premier offensive line. And you make some comments about a defense. Logan Ryan, that's a what if. And then you say, hey, what if the Jets beat the Bengals and Dolphins and Browns last year? They would have made the playoffs. Well, what if the Saints won 3 other games? They would have went 16-0. What if Tom Brady didn't throw pick 6 as his last throw? Maybe they would have beaten the Titans. Too many what ifs, too many hypotheticals. And one of the biggest criticisms that I've heard you give about the Green Bay Packers is that they beat bad teams. Well, the Jets can't even beat bad teams. You need to have the ability to beat bad teams. And when you lose to a winless Bengals, when you lose to a winless Dolphins, you're not only a bad team, but you're a terrible team. You're a mismanaged team. And I want to go into my prediction. I disagree with all of you. I think the Patriots are going to win the AFC. Let me tell you why. Look. Bill Belichick, Sam, you brought up the point that Bill Belichick has a losing record without Tom Brady, but he's proven success without Tom Brady. He's gotten winning seasons with Matt Castle, right? Drew Bledsoe. Bill Belichick is the greatest coach in the history of the NFL, and he has all these years made teams composed of Target, Walmart, Rouse's, I don't care, whatever employees.
You're calling Drew Bledsoe
into playoff teams. You're talking about who did Tom Brady have last year as his weapon? N'Keal Harry was injured. Mohamed Sanu, very inconsistent. And Julian Edelman is Mr. Butterfingers. He drops every throw that comes his way. He probably had a top 5 highest drop rate in the NFL last year, right? And they still won the division. They still went and competed and made the playoffs. They may have lost, but still, again, it was against the Titans, who were the AFC runner-ups, and it was because of one last play. So one play against the runner-up Titans, right, with a terrible team. And Bill Belichick is known to get, these players deemed as busts from other teams, and he develops them into good players. And just look at the Patriots' move this offseason. People say they're tanking for Trevor Lawrence. No. They franchise tagged Joe Thuney on the offensive line. It was like a virtual guarantee that they won't retain him. And they somehow still retained him. That's not if you're a tanking team. They got Adrian Phillips, safety from the Los Angeles Chargers. He's going to fill in that Patrick Chung type of role, the Patriots defense. So their defense is still one of the top defenses, anchored by Stephon Gilmore, the reigning defensive player of the year. And their offense, Jarrett Stidham, he has promise. He has potential. And if you're gonna say that Patriots aren't gonna be good because of Jarrett Stidham and he has unproven success, then how can you sit there and say that the Jets are gonna win the AFCs when Sam Darnold has unproven success, right? I think the best argument here is given by Sam. The Bills clearly are the best team on paper. They clearly have the most complete roster, but you never discount the greatest coach of all time. You never discount a great defense. It's not like the Patriots are crumbling apart. It's not like they're looking like a team that's going to be tanking. And the Jets are definitely not going to win the AFC East. I had them ranked 4th. I think the Miami Dolphins are going to be better than the New York Jets.
That's crazy.
Dolphins did a
something
better
wrong with
draft.
it. Nah, that's not happening.
The
Okay.
Dolphins had
I'll-
probably the best draft out of these teams.
I agree with that, but they're built for the future. They're not built for now.
What are you talking about? If you look at the
Miami
Miami
Dolphins.
if you have you tracked the Miami Dolphins free agency, right? They have Xavier Howard paired with Byron Jones. Byron Jones from Dallas Cowboys. Very, very, very good cornerback. So you said the Jets are good because they had Jamal Adams. Yeah, I agree. Jamal Adams is the top 3 safety in the NFL, but he's only one player. The Dolphins have Xavier Howard and Byron Jones as that cornerback tandem. And then let's look at the Dolphins' weapons. They still have Devontae Parker, over 1,000 yards receiving last year, and he's emerging as a big threat, right? And then Tua Tagovailoa, he's not going to start immediately, but he's a star player. You know what? I'd rather have Tua on my team than Sam Darnold.
Improved themselves late by being able to get through Belichick's defense because they stole a last game of the season win over them. And so clearly they have something going offensively enough to still beat good defense teams as well, which the Jets have not proven yet.
The reason I say that the Dolphins are built for the future is because there's no way that they're going to start Tua the season. I still think Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to play the season. And then
all
maybe
16 games.
I would say maybe 2-3 games. I don't see him playing more than 5 or 6 games.
I still think the Dolphins are a better team than the New York Jets. Terribly managed.
I disagree. I wholeheartedly disagree. And let's go back to the Patriots. I know that everyone's high on Bill Belichick and stuff, but for their weapons, the Willie wide receivers, Julian Edelman.
You don't need weapons.
Yes, you do. All right.
The Patriots in the past have always done well without weapons. They made the playoffs last year and was one play away from being the Titans. Well, they're one drive away from being the Titans.
Because
and who did they have on their offense? Tell me.
Tom Brady.
They made the playoffs last
They
year.
don't have now.
All time.
Tom Brady was a subpar quarterback last season. He's an average quarterback right now. Everyone says Tom Brady is so great. He is great career-wise, not last season individually. No.
Maybe the reason he was so bad was because he didn't have any weapons. His only weapon right now is Julian Edelman.
Yeah. And Tom Brady was subpar. Tom Brady was subpar, yet whose coaching led the Patriots to win the AFC East?
That was Bill Belichick. I agree with that.
Bill Belichick.
But
Bill Belichick.
But now you're expecting a completely – he's basically a rookie because he hasn't played any games.
He hasn't played since high school.
Who?
Yeah,
even worse. Their new quarterback.
No.
Jarrett Stidham? No. Jarrett
played.
Stidham played at Auburn. He was very good at
Auburn.
The last games of the season, he threw multiple interceptions.
You know, I I think he was originally at Baylor, and then that scandal happened, and he said he was going to go to the transfer portal. And actually, as an LSU fan, I wanted him on the LSU team because I've seen his play. He's very good, and he's got potential. I think Bill Belichick knows what he's doing. You don't just not get any quarterback in the draft and sign like 2 UDFA quarterbacks if you don't have trust in your quarterback room.
All right. Well, that was a lot of back and forth. I kind of want to go Dolphins. I want to switch to Dolphins on my pick just for the sake of each person having a different team picked at the top of this division. But
Yeah.
I'm going to stick to the Bills right now. I think that, just Kevin makes a great argument for the Patriots, by the way. He pointed out a lot of good things that the Patriots have going for them. I think it'll be the Bills and the Patriots at the top of this division at the end of the year. I just think that the Bills, both games last year against the Patriots, fully loaded. Bills 1 score or less, they lost both games by. And I think the Bills showed some toughness in that wild card round, though they gave up a lead to Deshaun Watson, who played out of his mind. I think the Bills have a strong defense. Josh Allen is a growing quarterback, dual threat. He can run and throw the ball. He's improving as a passer, and the Bills overall have a slightly stronger team, I think, overall.
And also, they play all their hard games late in the year once you finally have a rhythm by then, whereas the Patriots have to be good week 2, 3, and 4.
Well, Sam, actually, I like to disagree with your whole schedule argument. I think the schedule argument is really overrated because so many teams change each season. And actually, the Patriots, they have a part in their season where they played back-to-back games on the West Coast, and that made the Rams so mad that the Rams complained to the league office about it. So actually, the Patriots are on the fortunate side of the scheduling. And honestly, strength of schedule it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because at the end of the day, who knows what team's going to go from top to bottom or bottom to top, right? I understand why you can say that they have a tougher stretch. It is fair to bring that point up, but I think it's overrated.
Yeah, I know Cynthia Freeland uses scheduling in her algorithms, and I'm pretty sure she gave the Jets a 1.27% chance of beating the 49ers based on these random numbers. So I do think there is some value to looking at the schedule, and Sam is very well knowledgeable about the stuff that's going to happen. But yeah, there's a limit to how much we can count on the schedule taking a team to the playoffs or even at the top of its division.
Yeah.
And also, it's very blasphemous that you even consider that the Jets will beat the 49ers. So get that crap out of this show right now.
Yeah,
The 49ers are going to obliterate the Jets.
Just wait.
Or even Greeny and some other professional people have given up at this point, or at least they're considering giving up on them.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to call me a
media
moron now, but just wait till the season starts.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that's what you said That's what you said last season. You said just wait till next week. Just wait till next week. I kept waiting. The Jets kept losing.
I didn't see mono. I didn't see Sam Darnold having mono or the offensive line being bad. But just wait.
Okay, he had mono, but it's not like he missed half the season. He missed 3 games? That's it.
He's scared that his speen's going to rupture.
He was scared that his spleen was going to rupture. That's why he was playing a contact sport, right?
And his offensive
Get
line
out
is
of
bad.
here.
I'm calling you right now. Sam Darnold's going to take over New York. He's going to do much better than
Daniel Jones
and he's
is
also
the
going to take
quarterback of
Daniel
New
Jones'
York.
nickname. He's going to take Daniel Jones' nickname. By the end of next season, everyone's going to call Sam Darnold Donald Dimes.